So dear students, yesterday we were reading chapter The Comet 2. Half of the chapter was read and we were reading that content in which we have come to know that finally Comet Datta was seen and it was seen on its predicted path. It means the path, whatever they have predicted, they have made guesses or they have done all the calculations, the comet Datta was seen and it was not changing its path. It was seen on the same path. It was not broken at all. It was not evaporated at all. So the people, the scientists, all the team who were working on that project Light Brigade, now they were ready for all the threat of collision, that what was about to happen, and they were aware of this thing. Okay, so now let's start reading from there. Meanwhile, Comet Datta was following its predicted path. Now, Taranya, you read.
Yes, ma'am. Meanwhile, Comet Datta was following its predicted path. In due course, it developed its tail. It circled round the sun without breaking apart, nor did it evaporate. The scientists on Project Light Brigade therefore knew that the threat of collision was now very much real. In the middle of October, Datta Dam got a letter from Sir John in the midst of descriptions of the meeting of the Royal Astronomical Society, the unseasonably warm weather, the opening matches of the football season, and a recent by-election. Datta spotted the sentence he was eagerly looking for. The charge of the Light Brigade has begun. Let us hope for the best. So the spacecraft had been launched on time, but will it achieve the rendezvous in time and at the right place? Will the remote controlled detonation work? What if the gigantic nuclear pile fails to fire? Datta could not share his anxieties with anyone.
Wait. Who will be telling me the correct pronunciation of this word? Raise your hand, because this word has been has occurred in this text 2-3 times. So raise your hand who is going to tell me its correct pronunciation. I would be appreciating that child. Okay, Sanvi, you speak.
Yes, ma'am. Rendezvous.
Okay. Akul, you tell me.
Ma'am, rendezvous.
Yes, its correct pronunciation is rendezvous. It means meeting. Okay. So now understand the text I'm going to explain. Listen beta, no problem if you pronounce that any of the word wrong, so you can learn its correct pronunciation. Otherwise, Taranya, you're a very good reader, I know. So listen beta, from this text, whatever Taranya has read today, we have come to know now Comet Datta was coming on its predicted path. Its tail was also seen around the sun. Okay, it was not breaking, and moreover this comet was not evaporating, because these were the assumptions they were having. So the scientists who were working on Project Light Brigade, were very much aware of its predicted path. Okay, now Comet Datta was coming. Okay, and it was a time of now October. Okay, because whatever the timetable they have drawn, now they were going to work on that timetable. Okay, and now the middle of October, he got a letter from Sir John Macpherson. Okay, and due in that letter there was a meeting of Royal Astronomical Society. Okay, and the weather was warm at that time. Okay, football season was going on, by election was going on. Okay, and now the Datta quoted one of the sentence and he was eagerly waiting what was written in that sentence. The charge of the Light Brigade has begun. Let us hope for the best. It means now their mission has started working. The Datta was eagerly waiting for that mission. Now in that letter, Macpherson has written, yes, now the charge of that light brigade has started and now we should hope for the best. It means spacecraft was launched on time. Now the question was that will it achieve the rendezvous in time and at the right place? It means whatever the connection, whatever the meeting they have thought, would it happen in time? Would it happen at right place? Okay, and they were thinking that they would uh, control that comet using remote control. So this remote control will work or not, and that gigantic means very much big in size, that a nuclear pile will fail to fire or not. Okay, so who is that gigantic nuclear pile? Who is that? Tell me. For what this word is used? This gigantic nuclear pile. For that, who is that? Type in chat box. Type in chat box. I want to see your presence of mind. And moreover, I will come to know intelligent stuff of my class also. Who is that? Gigantic nuclear pile. Nobody knows. Tell me. What was that? Yes, I got your response. It was comet. What were they talking about? They were talking about that comet. Okay. Now read next two paragraphs. The Tatta could not share his anxieties. So for this, I'm going to give a chance to Sanvi, you read.
Yes, ma'am. Datta could not share his anxieties with anyone around him. He had to participate in and outwardly enjoy the puja ceremonies, the Diwali celebration, and other festivals. His sole daytime relaxation was in the company of Khokha, his 8-year-old grandson, and of course at night looking through the bear. He was he was regularly monitoring the comet, now clearly visible even to the naked eye. On November 18, a special messenger on a scooter from British Council brought in an urgent telex message for him. The telex operator in Calcutta had wondered what was so special about it to make it so urgent. But on reading it, Datta lost all his lethargy and rushed to his favorite Rasgulla shop. The message read, I am confident now of buying my Christmas presents on December 15, John Macpherson. On December 15, Comet.
Now it is written there. The Tatta was so much worried, but he was not able to share about his anxiety, about his worries with anyone. Why so? Because internally he was thinking only about that comet, that this comet was about to hit Earth and what would be the consequences, what would be the result. But outwardly he couldn't show all the things to his family members. He has to participate in puja ceremonies also. He has to participate in Diwali celebration or other festivals also. And his soul means only daytime relaxation was the company of Khokha. Khokha was his basically 8-year-old grandson. Okay, and at night with whom he was spending his time through Dibya. Dibya was telescope. That through that telescope he was looking, he was gazing in the sky to find out that comet, that about his movement, that how near it was coming. Okay, so regularly he was having eye on that comet, and now this comet was able to be seen with uncovered eyes. It means without telescope also it was able to be seen. Okay, and on November 18 he got a message from British Council, and it was considered as a very urgent telex message. So the telex operator who was given duty in Calcutta, okay, he was so surprised that what is special in that message, that this message is considered by British Council so urgent. Okay, so when they read it, the Datta lost all his lethargy. Lethargy means he gave up all his laziness and he rushed to his lethargy means laziness. So he left all his laziness and he went to his favorite Rasgulla shop. And what was the message there? I am confident now buying my Christmas present on December 15, John McPherson. So, what was the message he got from John McPherson? What was that secret message? It was written that now he was very much confident that he was going to purchase Christmas present. What is the meaning of this line? It means now they were having hopes that they would be able to cope up with the situation. They would be able to fight with that comet. Okay. Now read, Sanvi, read further. Sanvi, read further. Okay, Diya, you read.
Yes, ma'am. On December 15, Comet Datta came closest to the Earth at a distance of 80,000 kilometers. Millions saw it and admired it. Only a handful knew how close they had come to total annihilation. When the comet had gone far away and was seen no more, the Datta felt it safe to make the following comet to his wife. Now that the comet came and went, are you satisfied that no major disaster took place that can be attributed to it? I agree that there has been no major disaster, but there could have been some. Do you know how they were averted? Indrani Devi said with quite confidence.
Okay, now listen. Now it was a date December 15 and Comet Datta, it came so close to Earth and the distance was only 80,000 kilometers. Now so many people were able to see it with their naked eyes. Without telescope, they were able to see it because it was so near, only 80,000 kilometers, and they were appreciating it. Only handful means only few people knew that this comet is so close, and now if this comet is coming down to Earth, it will be definitely bringing annihilation. Annihilation means destruction. People were admiring it. They were looking in the sky. They were able to see that comet, but only few were aware of this thing, that this comet is going to bring only and only destruction on Earth. Okay. But when the comet had gone far away and was seen no more, the Datta felt it safe to make the following comment to his wife. But finally, when comet was sent to another way, far away, and it was not to be seen anymore, so the Datta was feeling so safe, and now he passed this comment to his wife. Now that the comet came and went, are you satisfied that no major disaster took place and can be attributed to it? अब क्या हो गया कि हस्बैंड ने वाइफ को क्या बोला? What did the Datta said to his wife? Now comet came and it also went back. Are you satisfied that no major destruction, no major devastation has taken place and can be attributed to it? It means whatever the worship, whatever the puja ceremonies you have done, can I say because of your puja ceremonies it happened and it did not hit and it did not bring any destruction? After that, what was the response of his wife, Indrani Devi? She was very much confident and she said, yes, I agree that there has been no major disaster, but there could have been some. Do you know how they were averted? So very confidently, she said that, do you know how all these things were averted? Averted means avoided, that this comet was about to bring destruction. Okay, I agree that no disaster took place, no destruction has taken place, but there could be some destruction. And do you know that how all these things could be avoided? Because she was superstitious kind of lady, and she thought that all these were averted, all these were avoided because of her puja ceremony, that this comet has not brought destruction. But on the other hand, husband, he was known to this thing because of their calendar, because of their proper planning, that how to tackle that problem. Proper planning was done. Because of that, the destruction was stopped and the way of comet was changed. Okay, so now finally see what happens afterwards. Now I just say, Diya, you read. Yes, Diya, you read this. Diya, read this, beta.
Yes, ma'am. The Datta looked at her. Did she know? How could she? He had never mentioned Project Light Brigade to her. He probed cautiously. I don't understand what you mean. It is very simple. There were no disasters because of the yajna at our house, but I never performed the yajna. Don't you remember? I refused to have anything to do with it. Of course, I do, but we found a way out at least. Guruji did. He said that if you were unwilling to perform the yajna, it would be all right if a descendant of yours did it. So we got Khoka to deputize for you, and it has worked. Isn't Guruji clever? Indrani voice had a ring of triumph. Tridatta formed a mental picture of Khoka performing the yajna, uttering mantras dictated to him which he did not understand, pouring ghee at specified intervals into the fire, offering flowers, and then the picture changed to an assembly of scientists at the conference analyzing the problem, devising solutions and executing them rationally and efficiently. It seemed hard to believe that both pictures were different aspects of contemporary human society. The Tatta was aware of the gulf that separates the rich from the poor, the educated from the illiterate, the privileged from the unprivileged, but the
Okay. Now the Tatta was very much surprised, and the Tatta was looking at his wife, that she was so confident, and she was lots of confidence. She was saying that, do you know why these ill effects of comet could stop? Because of the yajna, because of the, you can say, puja ceremony. It was done in our home. Okay, so the Tatta was so surprised that he has not told his wife about the Project Light Brigade. Okay, so that's why he probed cautiously. Probed means he was looking at that lady so curious, with lots of curiosity, that why, I don't understand what you mean. So it means he was praising about his internally, he was feeling proud that his mission was successful. But on the other hand, wife was having so much proud of his superstition. It means the fight was going between husband and wife. Husband was confident because of his scientific temperament, because of his mission. He thought that comet could not hit the earth. But on the other hand, husband was so surprised that he has not told about his Project Light Brigade. So how did she come to know? But she was so happy and she was so confident because of her yajna. She was saying that it was so simple that no disaster could take place because of her yajna. So he said, okay, you should know this thing, because whatever the yajna, whatever the puja ceremony was going in our house, you remember this thing? I refused to participate in that. I did not do anything during that yajna. So she said, okay, I have found the way, because Guruji told, if your husband is not able to perform those puja ceremonies, if any of their descendant, it means if any of your son, grandson of that person would be sitting in that yajna, so they can perform, so the effect will be seen. So that's why in place of the tatta who's were doing those rituals and ceremonies, Khokha, his grandson, okay, he started doing that ceremonies. So Indrani, she was feeling so happy. There was you can say a sense of victory in her voice. Okay. So the tatta formed a mental picture of Khokha. So he just imagined in his mind that how Khokha was doing that yajna, and how he was uttering means how he was saying all the mantras which was dictated to him, because all the while doing yajna, have you seen ever any person doing yajna? Whatever the puja ceremony is done, have you ever seen? Tell me, in your surrounding, in your home, have you ever seen? Show me thumbs up if you have seen. In this, what do priests do? They tell you the mantra to recite after them. Sometimes these mantras are very difficult to recite. Even we elder people, we can commit error while speaking those mantras. Isn't it? Because I have also participated in that. Priest was telling me to recite, and I have to recite after him very, very carefully. Okay. So he was thinking, the tatta was having a mental picture that how Khokha was performing that yajna, how he was able to recite all those difficult mantras, which even he was not able to understand. Okay. Here he was pouring ghee into the fire, and how he was offering flowers. Okay. After that, this picture changed, and this mental picture changed to an assembly of scientists in the conference. When they were analyzing the problem, they were devising solution. Devising means they were trying to plan out the solution. Devising means, what is the meaning of devising? Trying to plan. When they were trying to plan their solutions, how to cope up with this problem, and they were about to execute, they were about to bring those results, they were about to, you can say, do it, perform it. Execute means perform. They were about to perform those things practically, very much rationally, very much intelligently, in a reasonable, in a scientific manner. Rationally means in a scientific manner. So on one hand, one image of those persons of assembly was going in his mind, that because of them this comet stopped working, or because of the rituals, because of the yajna puja ceremonies, this comet stopped working. So both pictures were reflecting in his mind. Okay. See, both pictures were having different, but both of the pictures were doing work in the same manner. This yajna was organized traditionally to stop the ill effect of comet. On other hand, the mission which was going in the assembly with the team of scientists, they were analyzing the problem, they were, you can say, devising, they were making plans to execute the problem, and finally they performed it in a scientific manner. So all these images were going in his mind. Okay. Now, it seemed hard to believe. Now, this is a last paragraph. Anjani, you read. Yes, Anjani, read.
Yes, ma'am. It seemed
hard to believe that both pictures are different aspects. Both pictures were different aspects of complementary human society. Dattada was aware of the gulf that separates the rich from the poor, the educated from the illiterate, and the privileged from the unprivileged. But this gap between the rational and the superstitious seemed to him far wider, far more.
Okay.
Will human society even succeed in eliminating it? Dattada did not know the answer.
Okay. Now in this paragraph, we have come across these 4 words. You should know the meaning of these 4 words, then you will be able to understand what actually the writer wants to say. Okay, so contemporary. Contemporary, you can say, contemporary means of same, contemporary means of the same time. Of the same time. Okay, so bache, write down this meaning also in your books, on your books, sorry. Gulf, gulf, you can say it is a gap. Okay, so sinister, sinister means you can say it is very much harmful. Harmful, it is just like evil thing. Evil, I have written spelling wrong. Evil. Eliminating, eliminating means putting an end to. Putting an end to. See, the people who were in that mission, who were working in that mission, they also belong to modern time, and the people who believe in those superstition, they also belong to modern time. Okay, so when both pictures were revolving in his mind, okay, so they were giving images of human society of the same time. Of the same time, you can say modern society. Now the Tatta was very much aware the gap between rich and poor, the educated and illiterate person. Illiterate means that person who cannot read or write. Okay, it is very much easy to understand the gap between privileged and privileged and underprivileged. Privileged means those who are enjoying special status, and unprivileged means those who are not enjoying special status. Okay, it is very much, but there is a gap between rational and superstitious. It was very much difficult for him to understand. Rational means you can say those who think wisely, and superstitious those who are believing in such kind of rituals, puja ceremonies, etc. So it is very difficult to understand this gap, and far from any sinister, and it is very difficult to understand about its harmful, about its evil effect also. It means comet has gone now without causing any problem. So Indrani was giving full credit only because of his yajna, because of puja ceremonies. Okay, that was done by Khokha, a 8-year-old boy, on behalf of the Datta. But now the Tatta was able to see the gap between scientific and superstitious attitude between two persons, that now he was thinking that human society would able to come out of this superstition. Will they stop doing this blind belief? Will they come out of these silly religious rituals? So the Tatta even was having no answer. But my dear students, now you should be very much active, because this answer I will be taking from you. You have to give your views that do you believe in these superstitions or do you not believe? And if in your family, if in your neighbor, if in your surrounding, in your colony, if any of the person is having scientific temperament, and on the other hand, if any of the person is following all those rituals, so whose side you are going to take? And what will be your opinion? So for that, my dear student, you have to go through this text again. You have to find out the answers of these comprehension checks. that we will be doing on Monday. This exercise 4 interesting question will also be done, and these are open-ended question. It means you will be free to speak whatever is your mentality, you will be giving your views, but I want my students should be enthusiastic. They should participate in the class actively, and they have Sunday to prepare their answers, to jot down their ideas, and on Monday I want to see their full enthusiasm. Okay, so now time is over. I'm going to over your class, and this discussion will be carried on Monday. Okay beta, now thank you and have a nice day. Do study.